It might be cringe to say, but there was a time when I was really scared that I was going to grow out of video games. For context, I've been playing video games my entire life. Some of my earliest memories are of me playing Mario Sunshine on the floor of my dad's old apartment in kindergarten when I was like 5, maybe 4, somewhere around there. I grew up as a Nintendo kid playing the GameCube, the DS, the Game Boy, the old Pokemons, all the classics. And along the line, transferred to being a PC kid and an Xbox kid and then a PC kid again. It's been a wild journey, and along the way I've always been a Nintendo kid at heart as well. Needless to say, I have been a gamer. And when I was younger, somewhere in my pre-teens, somewhere around there, when playing video games was a majority of what I did, I would hear a lot from older people, from people that I respected, that video games would just stop being fun. It's just what happened. It was natural. And that really scared me because it literally was what I spent all of my time doing. Either playing video games or watching YouTube videos like Let's Plays or Call of Duty montages or just gameplay commentary videos, whatever it was my identity. Anything and everything, video games were my identity. I didn't listen to regular music, I listened to video game music. And even though there was a time, like in middle school and junior high, when I would go out and I would play with the neighborhood kids, like that was my identity for a good portion of it. Eventually, I grew up, and the kids that I would hang out with, I was a little too old. I moved schools, and we were on different schedules. And so what I did was I just played video games instead with kids from my school. And it's really weird because even though I was super into playing like wiffle ball or basketball or, kickball, whatever it was, I wasn't as deeply invested in those things, in those industries, as much as I was video games. I wasn't keeping up with MLB, but I was getting the Game Informers every month, and I was checking out what video games are coming out. What am I going to be playing, or what am I going to be asking my mom for Christmas this year? I'm watching Chugga Conroy play through Legend of Zelda The Wind Waker, and I'm thinking, shit, that game looks really good. I want to play that for myself. And this was even more the case when I turned 12, because for my 12th birthday, I asked my mom for an Xbox 360. I'd go to my friends' houses and, for sleepovers or for birthday parties, whatever it is, we're sitting on the Xbox playing split screen Halo 3. That was an amazing time. Or we're playing World at War Zombies. That was so much fun. I needed to get in there, especially hearing at school that my friends are going to be playing MW2 or Black Ops 1 together on Party Chat, and I don't have an Xbox. I need to be involved in that. So I asked my mom for a 360 for Christmas, and I got it. And ever since that moment, I became a true gamer. But even then, during that time, when I'm grinding Modern Warfare 3 and Black Ops 2 for 6 to 8 hours a day after school, in the back of my head, I'm still thinking, this is fun now. But knowing from those people that I looked up to that one day when I'm older, this is not going to be fun. It was terrifying, and it was really even more scary because of the time that I grew up in, which was the beginning of YouTube and the start to the age of the internet. Because now I'm watching people make money from YouTube and make money from esports. I was so into competitive Call of Duty, Black Ops 2 competitive back then. Now I'm watching Optic and FaZe go at it in a tournament where there's a legitimate prize pool. And I'm here grinding Black Ops 2 myself thinking that could be me. That's what I want to do. I don't want to work a regular job. I could make the thing that I love doing every day my job. I could go pro in Call of Duty. And legitimately, it sounds cringe to think back on it. That's legitimately what I wanted to do from the age of 14 till 17. I wanted to be a competitive player, an esports player. At first, it was Call of Duty. And then after Call of Duty became shit, after Ghost and Advanced Warfare, that switched over to Counter-Strike. But specifically with the Call of Duty, because I was a really big Call of Duty head, it especially hit closer to home for me with the YouTubers I was watching. I was watching T. Martin back in the day, Ali A, and really most importantly was TBNR Frags, also known as Preston Plays nowadays. I think that's his main channel, but back in the day it was TBNR Frags. Watching him get a Moab with every gun in the early Modern Warfare 3 era and seeing his channel grow And hearing his story multiple times, hearing him be so grateful for the career that he was able to start from just playing Call of Duty. Like, I really looked up to that, and I looked up to him and what he was doing, and I wanted that to be me. I still want that to be me, to be honest. I mean, I'm here on YouTube now. Like, I think about it all the time. And really, I'm not surprised that being a content creator is the most sought after job from kids in school these days. Like, there are those articles or those stats, whatever, you hear of people asking, like, what do you want to do when you grow up? And majority of these kids want to be YouTubers. They want to be content creators. They want to be streamers. And especially nowadays, that's probably more true than ever. With social media, seeing how easy it is to go viral on TikTok and seeing some of the crazy things that content creators are able to do, and knowing that the ceiling, the financial ceiling, the amount that you can make is nearly infinite, no wonder people want to be content creators. They don't want to work a shitty corporate job where their hard work amounts to no extra pay and you just get treated like garbage. Or people don't want to work a retail or service job where you're getting paid minimum wage and your only disposable income is the cash tips that you get at the end of the week. Regardless, I'm getting sidetracked. Let me get back to my journey with all of this. Everything I've basically stated with the Call of Duty and everything like that, that was all my high school experience. Another part of playing video games that really connected with me and that made it even more scary to think that I could grow out of it was playing with my friends. And knowing that as I'm getting older, now I'm a senior in high school, I have to make some big decisions like, what do I want to do with my life? Do I want to go to college? Do I want to just work a regular job? Am I going to be moving away? Legitimately, it was like too much for me to think about. I just didn't want to make a decision. And so I would just try to spend as much time hanging out with my friends and playing games with them as I could, because I knew that inevitably we would all split up and we'd all be moving for college or whatever. We just wouldn't be living in the same town anymore. I legitimately remember telling my mom that I did not want to go to college because I wanted to be a YouTuber. And she let me down as nicely and as supportively as she could. She said, you are not staying home and making YouTube videos for free. Like, you can do that while you're in college, or you can do that with a job, but you have to make a decision on one of those. You can't just be a bum and stay at home and try to make YouTube videos, because that's not happening under my roof, is basically what she said. And she really was pushing for me to go to college, so that's what I did. I ended up moving away. I had the choice to move either out of state or stay locally, and really in my heart I knew that moving away was the right decision. And before moving away, I had this feeling that this growing out of video games phase was coming, because I'm moving to a new place. I'm going to be living with new people. I'm going to be on campus. I got to focus on my studies. I'm going to have to, whatever it is, everything, like literally everything. Like, I can't just stay in my dorm room and play video games forever. And after getting to college, I was okay with that. At first, I tried to fight it, and I tried to stay on Discord with my with my friends from home. But after a while, I knew that video games just weren't hitting the same, because I'd rather be having fun hanging out with my new roommates, with the people in my dorm, just going out and smoking weed and messing around. Or, maybe doing homework on the side, I guess. I was really bad freshman year. I was a really bad student. But it's not like I stopped playing video games entirely. Granted, I wasn't playing 6 to 8 hours a day every single day like I was in high school, but I still made time to play. I would play at least a couple hours every week, and especially on the weekends. Black Ops 4 had come out, or maybe it was Black Ops 5 at that point. One of them, it was Black Ops 4. Black Ops 4 had just come out around that time in 2018, and I was grinding the shit out of Black Ops 4. But casually, I wasn't playing competitively or anything. And not to go into too much detail or detail it year by year, but just for the overall journey, I know that I'm not playing video games as often as I used to, but I am still playing them. Not to get too in the nitty-gritty going through it year by year, the overall point I'm trying to make is I realized I was really afraid for nothing, because although, I don't play as much as I used to in high school, video games are still a big part of my life. It's what's connected a majority of my friends from college and from work, outside of college. Like everybody that I know now, we all have a common interest in playing video games, and that's what we do together. Even during college, like year after year, the roommates I lived with, we all played Smash Bros together. That was like our game. We have hundreds of hours in Smash Bros. So what I'm trying to say is I was really afraid of growing out of video games for nothing. Looking back on it, it's kind of funny because the people that I was listening to telling me that I would grow out of video games, I started to think about it and I'm like, what video games did they have back then? You know, that's like pre-2010s. It's like the people that I'm listening to were playing video games in like the 80s and the 90s. So they probably had like Pac-Man or like, I don't know, Final Fantasy like 3. I don't even know what came out back then. Like they were probably playing like Super Mario Bros. 2, you know? Not like nowadays. Video games have evolved so much, and some of those people that I used to listen to now even are ones that play video games the most. It's kind of crazy. It's come full circle. You know, and it really does warm my heart when I see like an old person playing RuneScape, or you see videos of those grandpas like playing Counter-Strike or something like that. Like, it just proves to me that you don't get gatekept from video games because of your age. They're really something that anybody from any demographic can enjoy. So if you're somebody that is worried about growing out of video games, I would say don't worry about it. You're probably fine. I'm playing more video games now than I was during college. It comes in waves, I would say. I played a lot in high school, I didn't play a lot in college, and now I'm playing a lot again. And when I'm 30 or so, I probably won't be playing as much then as I am now. You know, it's all a balancing act. And even if you are to completely fall out of video games, it's not the end. You're going to be filling that void with something else. You're not going to be locked into staring at a blank wall for like 50 years, you know, whatever. So to my younger self and to maybe those that have felt a similar way, don't worry about it. You are doing just fine. Alright, that's about all I had to say. If you enjoy the video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more videos like this. I'll catch you in the next one.